There are a couple of trainers down here in the Orberg mine, so let's get to fighting them. Okay, that guy you saw to the right, he is not one of the trainers. Oh, Aaron? Here. Let me show you something that I should have shown you last video, but I guess I forgot. Okay, quick claw kicks in. What a worse time for that thing to kick in. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but Aaron just took neutral damage from Bite. So, that's another thing in this game. You know how starting from Generation 6, Steel no longer resists Ghosts and Dark type attacks? Well, that's the case here, because, let's be real, Steel has a whole bunch of resistances, so I guess it was pretty good on Drayano's part to get rid of some of the resistances that Steel has to certain typings. So that means you can now score super effective hits on the likes of Metagross and Bronzong with Dark and Ghost type moves respectively. Assuming you're going to go with those types of moves, that is. Okay, moving on to something else. Last video, I was talking a little bit about the move tutor moves, but I made a slight error. Last video, I said that Air Slash was one of the moves that you could possibly teach to your Pokemon via the move tutors, but that's not true. I meant to say Air Cutter instead, so I think what happened was, I was thinking about some of the move tutor moves, and one of them in particular was a flying type attack, but I ended up saying Air Slash by complete accident, so it's Air Cutter that you could potentially teach to your Pokemon, not Air Slash. So, sorry about the little mix-up. I guess maybe I tripped on my words as usual. Well, there's some other moves that you could possibly teach to your Pokemon in case you're interested. Those moves consist of, let me see, Zen Headbutt, Signal Beam, Aqua Tail, Superpower, Gunk Shots, and possibly some other moves that I can't really think of at the moment. Well, those moves in general are pretty good, so I guess maybe some of you might be interested in those types of moves. I mean, I see those moves all the time, so yeah, I guess some of those moves are pretty popular. Okay, I was actually going to take down that Phanpy with Mega Drain, but from previous playthroughs, it survived with 1 HP when I did use Mega Drain, so yeah, I guess that should give you an idea on how not so impressive Gordo's special attack stat is. Oh, Riolu? Here, be careful with this thing. This thing has counter on it, so if you're planning on going with any physical attacks on this Riolu, then be sure you one-shot this thing. If not, then counter will most definitely kill you. Oh, there, see, it went for counter. Maybe I could have gone with Razor Leaf from the get-go to probably one-shot this Riolu, but I don't want to risk it because if Riolu survived the Razor Leaf, then I would most definitely get killed due to a counter, and I really don't want that to happen. So, I thought I would play it safe and go with Mega Drain, so that way counter won't kill me in one hit. I'm pretty sure that particular Riolu caught a lot of people off guard, assuming anybody has played this game. But for me personally, well, I don't recall if I actually lost one of my Pokemon due to that Riolu. If I did, then I probably forgot about it. So, yeah, just be careful when you're dealing with that Riolu because, yeah, that thing could catch you off guard. Okay, there's one more trainer in the vicinity of the Orebrook mine, and then afterwards, I believe there's this guy. Okay, this guy is the gym leader, Broke. I'm not going to talk to him quite yet. I'm going to fight that person you see to the right, and then after that, I'm going to talk to Rogue, so that way he'll go back to his gym. Okay, I don't think there's anything in the direction that I was going to, so okay, I'm just going to take this thing down, and I'm going to fight the guy that you saw to the right. Anyway, one Pokemon you can find down here is Trapinch. Now, I'm going to talk about Trapinch for just a second because I think this is something that you should know. In this game, and this game only, Trapinch is actually a bug and ground type instead of being just mono ground. So apparently it's supposed to be based on an insect. I'm not really sure what kind of insect Trapinch is based off of. Well, just by looking at it, well, I guess maybe the typing does suit it, but ground. And as for Flygon, instead of being Ground Dragon, it is now Bug Dragon. Once again, just like Trapinch, Flygon is supposed to be based on an insect. I just don't know what kind of insect Flygon is based on. And come to think of it, I don't think there's any Pokemon that has that same typing combination as Flygon in this very game only. Not that I know of, anyway. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see a Bug Dragon type in Scarlet and Violet when they eventually come out next week. Who knows? But yeah, Bug Dragon, I don't think that typing ever existed quite yet, so If you're playing this game and you're interested in that particular typing, then you're welcome to use Flygon. Me, I'm not going to use it because its defenses aren't very good. And I need as much defense as possible so that way I can get through this game. I mean, I remember back in Pokemon Diamond version, Flygon was taking a whole bunch of hits due to the fact that its defenses, they're not very sturdy. Not to mention the fact that I got upset because it kept dying in one hit due to a whole bunch of ice-type attacks. Well, one thing's for certain, at least Flygon doesn't have that quite weakness to ice in this game, that's for sure. I'm not really sure if it still gets Levitate in this game. It might have a different ability, so yeah. If it does, then that's a shame because I do like that ability, Levitate. But still, if I were to use Flygon, then I would want it to be Ground Dragon because I'm so accustomed to Flygon being Ground Dragon. Okay, now Rogue here is going to teach me the technique for Rock Smash, even though there's not a whole lot of usage for Rock Smash in this game. Okay, I believe those two Rock Smash Rocks, now one Rock Smash Rock, are the only Rock Smash Rocks in this entire game. Okay, so apparently there was something in the rubble, and apparently it's an Evolution Stone. Okay, so now he's going to ask me what it is. One of the options is Ice Stone. I'm going to come back to that later because if you click Don't Know, then he's just going to tell you what it is. Okay, it's a Sunstone. It may not be a Sunstone, maybe it could be a different stone instead. But for me, it's a Sunstone. It could be absolutely random when it comes to those choices that you just saw. Okay, if I see fallen boulders, I can smash them out of the way. Assuming there are any boulders like that in this game, which of course there are not because this is a fan-made game of Pokemon Platinum. As a matter of fact, the Rock Smash Rocks in their respective locations, I don't think they're there anymore. Okay, now coming back to the Ice Stone for a second, that item was introduced in Generation 7, so that item is supposed to evolve Alolan Vulpix and Alolan Sandshrew into Alolan Ninetales and Alolan Sandslash respectively. But in this game, if you use the Ice Stone on Eevee, then it's going to evolve into Glaceon. So that means you don't have to go all the way to Route 217 just to evolve your Eevee into Glaceon. You can just simply use the Ice Stone on Eevee and it'll evolve into Glaceon. Okay, it's nighttime here, and something I should have mentioned. When it's nighttime, some of the music in the game changes. Well, almost all of them. Okay, such as the Pokemon Center music. Well, I kind of like it this way because it sounds sort of peaceful. But for others, well, I like it better when it's during the day because the music sounds a lot more awesome during the day. Okay, Barry is no longer blocking the gym, so I'm free to enter. Okay, I'm just going to look at the statue for a second and talk to this guy. Okay, and as for Leafeon, well, if you use the Leaf Stone on Eevee, it will evolve into Leafeon. So, yeah, that moss-covered rock over in the Eternal Forest, well, it's still there, although it was removed in a previous version of Renegade Platinum, but now it's been reinstated for some reason, even though I'm not really sure if it serves much of a purpose. Same thing for the ice-covered rock over on Route 217. It's there in this version, but it was removed in a previous version of Renegade Platinum. Okay, now there are two ways I can get to Rogue. Either using the shortcuts, or I could just simply take the straight path and I have to fight a couple of trainers along the way. Okay, I'm going to fight the trainers because if I just go to Rogue immediately, then after I'm done fighting him, then I can't challenge these guys ever again, which means I just missed out on some much needed experience points. And I'm going to need as much experience points as possible. Anyway, let me explain something about the gyms. You know how Barry was standing in front of the gym when I first got to Orebrook City? Well, that's going to be a thing in this game. Every time you enter a city, there's always going to be somebody blocking the gym. So that means you have to do something so that way the respective gym leader could get back to their gym. Well, all except for the Veilstone City gym. Not really sure why that's the case. So yeah, whenever you enter a new city except Veilstone City, you're going to have to do something so that way the respective gym leader can get back to their gym. Also, another thing. Get this. In this game only, every single gym leader has 6 Pokemon, so buckle up because you're going to be in for one hell of a ride. Not because the gym leaders having 6 Pokemon is completely unusual, but it's due to the fact that I'm pretty sure some of them have some strategies that will possibly piss you off. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of them have some good type coverage, and some of their Pokemon have some held items on them. So yeah, you best be careful when facing these gym leaders because they're not gonna mess around. But for me, I don't think I'm worried because, well, I guess Squirtle could take whatever hits that Roke's gonna throw my way, so yeah, I don't think I'm going to be worried that much. If I had Monferno or Piplup on me, then I think it might be sort of challenging because, well, given the fact that Monferno's defenses aren't very good, and I think some of Rogue's Pokemon have some ground type attacks on them, so yeah, that's bad for Monferno. And as for Piplup, well, I'm not really sure if maybe some of his Pokemon, Rogue's that is, has any grass or electric type attacks, so yeah, if that's the case, then you might be in some serious trouble. But given my current position, well, I don't think I'm in any trouble at all, so yeah, nothing bad should happen. Although I will admit one thing, I did start off with Chimchar at one point, and I guess I was okay because, well, Monferno is a pretty fast Pokemon, so I got to take down some of Rogue's team with Brick Break. And I guess some for Low Kick too, because, yeah, I did say that certain rock types are pretty heavy, like Onyx, so it only makes sense that Low Kick does a lot of damage to that particular rock type Pokemon. But still, it is kind of risky going at this fight if you're going to use Monferno because its defenses are pretty low. Okay, let me see if I can try and one-shot this Lilip, although I don't think so because I don't have any super effective hits. Oh, Ingrain? Oh yeah, I always hated seeing that move because the animation took freaking forever. Good thing they sped this up in future games because, yeah, seeing that animation over and over again, it was just really annoying, especially if I was in the battle tower. Okay, there we go. The leap goes down, and I believe this is going to get me up a level. Alright, perfect. Okay, I'm running Seed Bomb. I do like Seed Bomb, but I am going to need Razor Leaf for a few double battles down the road, so yeah, I'm going to pass on Seed Bomb. You might hate me for this, but yeah, I have to do this. Although, I might reconsider putting Seed Bomb on Gortle when it eventually becomes a Torterra later on. But yeah, I still need Razor Leaf for a few double battles down the road. Now, since Rogue has 6 Pokemon on his team, odds are I'm not going to fit the gym battle in this video, so I'm going to save him for next time. So join me then as I take on the first gym leader in this game.